Hey, what's going on? My name's Hayden Crabtree, and today we're going to be talking about the top 3 real estate investing opportunities of 2022. All right, so the third place that I think is a really great spot to invest is actually going to be no surprise, so I'm sorry about this, but it is multifamily real estate. And I want to talk to you about why I think multifamily continues to be a great investment. We all know what multifamily is, right? It's apartments, it's properties 5 units and up, okay? If you have 4 units, that is a quadruplex, and that is not a commercial property. It is technically a multifamily property, but it is still considered residential. It is not considered a commercial property, and it does not use a cap rate, okay? And so let's talk about why multifamily has done so well. Multifamily is, a place for people to live. I mean, our population continues to go up. Our housing prices are at all-time highs, even with low mortgage rates, which we're going to dive into here in a minute. A lot of people cannot afford houses, and it's made it really, really difficult. And I think, a big reason is that a lot of Americans do not have the financial education to understand how this works, and they think that buying a home is out of their reach, and they just continue to live in apartments and rent apartments. I think it's okay, and I think it's great for us as landlords, but I think that trend will continue. We're gonna continue to need apartments, and so that's one of the main drivers. I think everybody would love to own a house, but I don't think that anything is happening in the US that is getting our people to a place where they can buy houses and move out of apartment units. And so for that reason, I think that apartment units are gonna be really, really great investment, forever to continue on. I think most people wanna buy houses because that's easiest, but I think once they understand houses and they wanna graduate into bigger and more wealth creation type vehicles, the immediate next step for them is to go to apartments, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what that is that drives just a ton of demand. And so one thing that I wanna show you here on the screen, and again, this is provided by our friends at CBRE, is a chart of cap rates. And so if we look on the left-hand side, we have 2015 Q3. And what this chart is cap rates. And so we start this in 2015, multifamily cap rates were around 6%. So as a reminder of what a cap rate is, let's say that we had a property that produced $150,000 of income. Okay, that's how much we collected in rent. And then let's say we spent $20,000 on property taxes, $10,000 on insurance, and $20,000 on other fees. Okay, so we had $50,000 of total costs. That means we had an NOI of $100,000. Okay, so $100,000. And let's calculate our value of any multifamily property. Again, not any, but the average multifamily property in 2015 at $100,000 of NOI. Okay, so let's take $100,000 and let's divide it by 0.06. Again, I'm gonna do this on my iPhone, really simple. I'm gonna take $100,000, right? This is not hard math. I'm gonna hit the divide button, I'm gonna do 0.06. It's gonna look like this, okay? I'm gonna hit equal, make sure I get it right. It's gonna be $1.66 million. So in 2015, Q3 of 2015, according to this chart, it'd be worth about $1.66 million. And as we can see, this has continued to go down. And now a lot of people say, well, the chart's going down, that's not really a good thing. Well, it is a good thing, okay? So let's look at in Q3 of 2021, I know it's a little bit lower than that, but let's say that the cap rates, we're looking on the right-hand side of this graph here, this chart, is at 5%. Let's say it's at 5%. So what I want you to do, again, let's say the property hasn't changed, but let's take our $100,000 and let's divide it by 0.05. I want to see what you get. Remember, we were at 1.66 million, just the cap rates have gone down to, let's say, 5%. Let's see what that equals. Calculate. All right, and so our answer is, of course, $2 million. And so what happened? The property didn't change, nothing changed, but because the cap rates went down, what happened? The value of the property went up. Now, there are 2 reasons this has happened. Okay, the first reason is that interest rates have gone lower, which is good, and that drives cap rates a little bit lower as the spread between interest rates and returns on properties. The other thing that I think is happening is I think that there is a lot more interest in people wanting to buy multifamily properties. And of course, as we know in basic economics, supply and demand, whenever there's demand for something and a limited supply, pricing goes up. And so with that being said, I think that if you can get into multifamily with a good deal, that it's a great thing to do. I think that the demand for that as an investment is not going to go away, and I think that is a super smart move at this point in time. The challenge is finding a good deal. Okay, you have to look off market. The on market deals are not going to be selling for attractive prices, and you need to have some form of value add to make sure these are good investments. Now, other than that, in the last year, if we look at the rents in the last year, multifamily housing units, the rental rates on average across America are up 13%. Okay, so if we had an apartment 1 year ago that was renting for $1,000, today that apartment would be renting for $1,130. It is up 13%. Nothing has changed about it. There's just that much more demand for housing units that prices on average are up. Now in some markets it's up more than that. On other markets it's up less than that. And so you have to, you can't just say, okay, I want to buy this and it's going to increase at 13% every year. That is a short-term thing, but it does show that the demand for that product is extremely, extremely high. And so those are the pros of it. Of course, the other pros are that it has multiple units, diverse streams of income. I like all of those things about it. And then it's commercial property. It has great tax benefits. There's lots of ways to add value. You can remodel it. The list goes on. Multifamily, great investment. I love it. If I wasn't a storage investor, I'd probably be a multifamily investor. The cons, again, everybody wants it. It's super competitive. You really have to hunt for deals. And those are the cons. Thank you so much for watching. There are 4 ways that I can help you on your real estate journey if you enjoyed this content. Number 1, you can have a free copy of this book in PDF or audiobook. The link is in the description. It's a bestseller. Number 2, you can join my free Facebook group where we're constantly adding value in your life in the real estate world. Number 3, you can watch my free training, How to Acquire Your First Investment Property in the Next 90 Days. The link is in the description. Absolutely free. Number 4, like this video, subscribe to the channel, help us grow this so we can get access to more influential people in the real estate world to come on this channel and share their knowledge with you. I hope you like this video. Check out some others on my page, and I'll see you soon.